Welcome to Lit with Ernest, where we dive into the lives and works of influential authors who have shaped the world of literature. Today, we're exploring the fascinating life and legacy of Robert Louis Stevenson, a Scottish novelist, poet, and travel writer who left an indelible mark on the literary landscape. As I delve into Stevenson's story, I'm reminded of his own words. "The world is so full of a number of things, I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings." This sentiment captures the essence of his approach to life and writing, which was marked by a sense of wonder, curiosity, and a passion for exploring the human condition. Born on November 13th, 1850, in Edinburgh, Scotland, Stevenson grew up in a family that valued literature and learning. His father, Thomas Stevenson, was a lighthouse engineer, and his mother, Margaret Isabella Balfour, came from a family of lawyers and clergy. This blend of science, art, and philosophy would later influence Stevenson's writing, which often explored the intersections between technology, nature, and human experience. As a child, Stevenson suffered from poor health, which led to a rather isolated and introspective upbringing. However, this solitude also fostered his love for reading and writing, and he spent hours devouring books on history, literature, and science. His early influences included the likes of William Shakespeare, Sir Walter Scott, and Charles Dickens, whose works would later shape his own narrative style. Stevenson's educational journey took him to the University of Edinburgh, where he studied engineering, following in his father's footsteps. However, his true passion lay in writing, and he soon switched to studying literature, much to his father's dismay. This decision marked a turning point in Stevenson's life, as he began to pursue his creative ambitions with renewed fervor. One of the most significant influences on Stevenson's work was his friendship with Sidney Colvin, a fellow writer and critic who introduced him to the works of French realists like Gustave Flaubert and Émile Zola. This exposure broadened Stevenson's literary horizons and encouraged him to experiment with new styles and themes. Stevenson's major contributions to literature are numerous and far-reaching. His iconic novels such as Treasure Island, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Kidnapped have become staples of the literary canon, captivating readers with their richly imagined worlds, complex characters, and thought-provoking themes. In Treasure Island, for example, Stevenson explores the tensions between good and evil, as embodied by the contrasting figures of Jim Hawkins and Long John Silver. This dichotomy would become a recurring motif in his work, as he probed the ambiguities of human nature and the blurred lines between morality and immorality. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is another seminal work that continues to fascinate readers with its exploration of the dual self. This novella's central theme, the struggle between reason and passion, civilization and savagery, remains a powerful allegory for the human condition, speaking to our own capacities for both good and evil. Stevenson's writing was not without controversy, however. His depiction of colonialism in Treasure Island and his portrayal of women in some of his works have been criticized for their problematic attitudes towards marginalized groups. These criticisms serve as a reminder that even the most celebrated authors are products of their time, reflecting both the wisdom and the biases of their era. Despite these limitations, Stevenson's legacy endures, influencing generations of writers, from Stephen King to J.M. Coates. His innovative storytelling, atmospheric settings, and nuanced characterizations have left an indelible mark on the literary landscape. In modern times, Stevenson's work continues to inspire new adaptations and reinterpretations. The concept of the double in The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde has become a cultural touchstone, symbolizing the eternal struggle between our better and worse selves. His writing reminds us that human nature is complex, multifaceted, and full of contradictions, a truth that remains as relevant today as it was during Stevenson's lifetime. As I reflect on Robert Louis Stevenson's life and work, I'm struck by his boundless curiosity, his passion for storytelling, and his willingness to explore the depths of human experience. His writing teaches us about the power of imagination, the importance of empathy, and the need to confront our own darker impulses. Stevenson's life was cut short when he died on December 3, 1894, at the age of 44, due to complications from tuberculosis. Yet, his work continues to captivate readers around the world, offering a timeless and thought-provoking reflection of our shared humanity. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about authors. Subscribe because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.